Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of GRCAM, which stands for the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. On this platform, we discuss authentic urban news across the diaspora and what's going on in Africa. If you're joining us for the first time, please hit that like button, share button, and subscribe button on my YouTube page. We encourage our listeners worldwide to engage with us by leaving a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast. Help make our audio podcast and our video podcast go viral by sharing my YouTube page with all of your friends on any social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purposes only. It is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This podcast is available in two forms: audio and as a written text, in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium transcript or Medium page, where you can follow along during this podcast. I provide my Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. I use this platform to share with people who are on my social media pages. I encourage Black artists, African artists, such as authors, poets, musicians, and Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, to make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that way you can promote your books, your business, your music, and if you have a small ministry, then you're welcome to come on here and share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the podcast, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast, YouTube channel, and Wix website. So that way they can launch their own either online business or online ministry to the global community. I want to do more than just news and social commentary, but at this point in time, this is where I'm at. It doesn't matter how bad I would like to get my Christian business up and running, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Without financial support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my God-given assignment, which is to recruit like-minded Black Americans beyond Chicago and like-minded African immigrants across the United States of America from 10 African nations. They are as follows: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. I'm reaching out to you all because for 34 years, Black America, specifically Black Chicagoans, have rejected and overlooked my vision and plan to help improve our low-income African American community or low-income Black community. The reason why you are able to reach your American dream is because of my ancestors who fought and died during the civil rights era to help get African immigrants, Afro-Caribbeans, and other non-white immigrant groups to this country. Truth be told, the white supremacist financial elites only wanted European immigrants here. Don't believe me? Do the research. So I'm encouraging all of my listeners, first and foremost, to please purchase my ebook, which is $9.99, and read my story for yourself. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, specifically Black Chicago, then you will automatically become a GRCAM member. Um, and you can find the link to my Amazon author page in the comment section below this audio podcast, as well as links to, um, I would say, our crowdfunding pages, which is we use GoFundMe, Buy Me a Coffee, and PayPal Giving Fund. Just in case if you don't want to use GoFundMe, but I'm using crowdfunding so that way everybody will know exactly where the money will be going. But before you donate anything, before you donate to the film project, I just want you to read my story point blank. That's very important. I'm putting everything out on the table. I created this platform in order to recruit brave and smart, um, like minded Black Americans beyond Chicago and African immigrants across the United States of America from those 10 African nations that I just mentioned. I'm also calling upon the global African family. If you're serious about me bringing my business over to the African nation on the continent, then please help me get my revised book on that bestsellers list. Again, the ball is in you guys' court. You guys, I'm referring to as the Black grassroots and the global African family. There's nothing more I can do on my end. Again, God has given us free will. If it was up to me, everybody that's listening to this audio podcast would be on board. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's been 34 years. That's unacceptable. I don't like that at all. And the sooner we get this business popping here in the city of Chicago, the sooner I'm going to turn the business over to my management team and expand it to the African continent. I don't want to die in America. I want to bring my business to the African continent, and I want to be part of the Africa's rising. I want to contribute to that. This business is for Black millennials and Generation Z. This business is for you guys, but I'm getting up in age, and today is going to be a tough topic that we're going to talk about, but just bear with me. I'm getting there. I'm calling upon Black content creators and African content creators across the United States of America and around the globe who's listening to this audio podcast right now. Please allow me to connect with me and allow me to come on your platform to speak with your audience about my revised book and my film project. Again, this is not my burden alone. This is a shared burden. I'm trying to recruit brave and smart people that's going to help me run this new type of Black business in America. GRCAM would take the lead in solving our Black issues here in America. We're also going to compete against Pan-Africanism. That's what we're about over here. I don't want the brand and the vision to die in America. And again, I'm pushing this vision to the Black world. and I want to get my this film project fully funded and made, so that way to let the Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for my people, that Black Americans that's trapped in American ghettos. So if you live in the United States, and if you um, have purchased my revised book and read my story, and you agree with my vision and plan, again, you automatically become a GERCAM member. I'm looking for legitimate artists such as film directors, producers, actors, stage managers, professional fundraisers, technical directors, and marketers who can come to Chicago to shoot the film once we raise the $250,000. If you're serious about doing business with me, if you're serious about coming on my platform to promote uh, your your books, your music, your business, then exchange emails with me. A lot of people don't want to do that. Well, well, you can't come on my show then. I only want to connect with those of you that's serious. There's a lot of people online that's, just like in real life, they like to play games, and I'm not for it over here. Um, I'm I don't operate like the next black man. I have my own style and way of doing things, and I'm standing on business. Uh, in my revised book, I provide my email address to those of you that would like to do, I would say, a voice call or a video call with me. You can make that happen, but read my story first. And again, I only want to hear from those that's in agreement. We don't have time to sit up here and debate, because you ain't gonna change my mind. Point blank. I've been standing on business for 34 years. You know, um, once we get this film project fully funded and made, um, that would put me in a better position financially. So that way I can purchase property here in Chicago, Illinois, buy office equipment, hire qualified Black middle class professionals and qualified African immigrants. Um, Also, I want people that have associate degrees and above. I'm looking for Black attorneys, African attorneys, investors, Black entrepreneurs, African entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, and philanthropists. I want to make sure that, um, first and foremost, that we build the best African American business within the United States of America, and that is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Um, it's my goal that this business will be effective and successful for years to come, so we can pass the business down to the next generation. I'm called by my Lord and Savior Jesus slash Yahshua to rebuild Black Chicago, similar to that of Nehemiah, who was called by God to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. Nehemiah used qualified engineers, architects, and inventors to rebuild a new city. In contrast, I am seeking Black middle class professionals and African immigrants within the United States of America from 10 African nations, which I already mentioned earlier. Um, all I have is my revised book, and you know, some people think selling a book is a scam, so those are the type of people that I'm gonna weed out. They will not be part of my business, and because of the disrespect that I had to endure for the past 34 years, my business will be membership based. If you're not a GERCAM member, I'm not responsible for you. So I want to encourage people to become a GERCAM member. You do not have to live in the inner city to become a GERCAM member. You do not even have to live in the United States. At this point in time, we're online, but my goal is to recruit brave and smart people to move from behind a computer. I need smart boots on the ground here in the city of Chicago. This is why I created this platform. That's why I wrote my revised book. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm trying to do this film project. My film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group, Black Americans, before I cut and run to Africa. I don't want to come to Africa empty handed. I want to come to Africa to bring economic tangibles for my members, which is CAM members, create jobs for Black South Africans, because that's where I'm headed, to get it popping there. And then we're going to hit East Africa and those African countries I already named. And then we're going to expand over to West Africa. But right now, trying to raise funds for this film project, trying to recruit, I would say, Black millennials, Generation Z, that will be part of this film project. But I just want you to read my story first, so you'll know what you're getting yourself involved with. Again, I don't operate like the next Black man. I have my own style. I'm not running for public office. And we're going to build this thing. We're getting it from the mud, meaning we're going to build it from the ground up. Over here, also, we're going to declare war on this Willie Lynch mentality, because things are going to get worse for Black Americans here in this country. I'm just being real. So the title of this docudrama is called Hood Liberator, Made in Chicago. The War Against Willie Lynch Begins. This is based on my life experience growing up in a dysfunctional household and the struggle I endured trying to get my Christian business up and running. Being, I'm going to say, neglected by extended family members. All this stuff plays a role into the man I am today. And my goal, or my calling and all that stuff, is all we're trying to do is make life as comfortable as possible for our brothers and sisters who are trapped in American ghettos. That's all. Now, some people will say, well, Emmanuel, since Chicago is so bad and all, won't you go to another city and try to see if you can get your business started there? And I explained to my critics, it don't matter what inner city I relocate to, it's the same situation. That it's all about that mentality, bottom line. Nowadays, Black Americans have become Americanized, have a sense of narcissist attitude. I got mine, you get yours. It's just sickening. But somebody has to do this. And, it's just, unfortunately, it had to be me. I didn't ask for this, but I'm going to do my best to get this thing off the ground with God's help. Like I say, all I have is my revised book. I have my virtual store and this film project in mind. And again, this is for Black America. You know what I'm saying? We want to help focus on the low-income African American community or low-income Black community, because our middle class Black community isn't going through these type of problems that's taking place in the inner cities, and our upper upper black community is not going through this situation as well. It's only the low income black community that has the most violence, and it's just horrible, the situation. And it's not fair to children that's born into that situation, but that's where I came from. So before I couldn't, like I say, before I couldn't run to Africa, I want to do what I can, something productive, build something positive. And it was my goal, as I wrote in my revised book, that the business would be up and running in at least 25 cities. But after 34 years, I'm still on first base. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's discouraging, but this is why I do my show every week, trying to do something productive, build something. Uh, yes, unfortunately, the dope man has more support from the black community than me. That's unfortunately. But I hope that things will change. I hope I can connect with other like minded black Americans that think outside the box like me to work with me, help turn my vision into reality so that way we can move this thing forward, make our presence known in the devil's stronghold, the black ghettos. That's where I'm trying to bring it to. And I believe in the power of God. I wish he would just bless me with the money, bless me with the capital so I can do my job. It's all I ask. Um so upcoming events. Monday, February 9th, we will have guest speaker Pastor David. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I spell it Amukoa from Kenya. Saturday, February 21st, we have special guests, speaker, psalmist Meggie um, D. Sula from Kenya. Please mark your calendar for our monthly virtual interactive conference on Saturday, February 28th, 2026. Although we don't have a physical building at this time, we are using this technology to broadcast what we are trying to do in Black Chicago and beyond. On this platform, we are genuine, sincere, transparent, and authentic. This event will help expand your network, enhance your profile visibility, and make more meaningful connection with the global community. So we are seeking 5 people from my Facebook page or from my Facebook social groups to be on the panel so that we can discuss the topic at hand. If interested, then please send me a message to my Facebook inbox along with your email address so that way I can give you specific instructions about being on the panel. If you are unable to participate on our YouTube live interactive conference, then please listen to the replay. Leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below the audio podcast. And most of all, please share this audio podcast with your friends and any other social media sites that you're on. This will help get the ball rolling. If you don't know how to use StreamYard or Zoom, then make arrangements with me so that way I can teach you how to use StreamYard and Zoom before you come on the show. If you are a Black artist or African artist, um, again, such as authors, poets, musicians, or entrepreneurs, then make arrangements with me to come on this platform so you can promote your books, your business, your music, or if you have a small ministry, you can share. You're welcome to share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. This year, we are determined to get this film project fully funded and made so that way we can get our story on the big screen in order to reach the Black world and let them know who we are and what we're trying to do for my people, Black Americans, descendants of American slaves slash freedmen, those that are trapped in American ghettos, what we're trying to do for them. I am available Saturday, February 7th. Um, and Sunday, February 8th, the second week of February. So I'm available Sunday, February 8th through Saturday, February 14th. The third week of February, I'm available Sunday, February 15th through Friday, February 20th. The fourth week of February, I'm available Sunday, February 22nd through Tuesday, February 24th, Thursday, February 26th through Friday, February 27th. From 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. American Central Time. Please select which day works best for you and we'll make it happen. After the panel discussion, then we will open up the YouTube live for Q&A. Theme, quote, Wake Up Africa series. President Ruto gift to Macron was pure betrayal to Africa, to Africans. Classic case of exploitation and neocolonialism. Where YouTube Live when Saturday, February 28th, time 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. Title of this presentation, Chicago Mom Ambushed by 3 Urban Terrorists in Broad Daylight. Second topic, James Carville on the 2028 election. And the third topic is Africa too dependent on foreign aid for healthcare. Our first topic, Chicago mom ambushed by 3 urban terrorists in broad daylight. I came across a video entitled, quote, Chicago mom Gabrielle Aries shot 50 plus times in front of her boyfriend and 1-year-old baby, unquote. To watch the full video, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. I'm not gonna. I looked at it. It was just heartbreaking. This kind of foolishness goes on every week here in Chicago, and not just here in Chicago, in every inner city in America, because that's what the white supremacist financial elites wanted. They want these urban terrorists to, just kill off, as many blacks as possible. Unfortunately. And we can't really get at them because they're protected, It is what it is. And shucks, I mean, they have military weapons. I talk about this in the book. But if Black America was serious about what's going on in our inner cities, then they would help get my revised book on that bestsellers list. They would join the grassroots community activist movements so that way we can clean up our community. But again, I've been pushing this for the past 34 years and still I'm on first base. People taking me as a joke. Again, it doesn't matter how bad I want this business up and running. Without the financial support, I can't do my job. So let me go ahead and get into this story. And God be with the this the victim family, and yes, we pray that these urban terrorists would be caught and prosecuted. According to the video, they are saying Gabriel Arrays, a 26-year-old African American woman, lost her life during a gun violence. They are saying the 27-year-old African American man that was in the car with her, he was also shot, but it wasn't a serious injury. There was a baby in the back seat of the car when all of this happened. By the grace of God, the baby was unharmed. The vehicle drove across the street and then crashed into a van. 3 urban terrorists ran up to the car and continued shooting. The first thing you see on the video is 2 black men holding assault rifles, running up close to a car and shooting as many rounds as they could. Another guy came out of nowhere and started shooting as well. This happened in broad daylight near St. Sabina Church on 79th Street, leaving one person dead and another person hospitalized. The baby was in the back seat of the car. The entire incident was caught on video, and an anonymous tipster sent a video to the media. On the video, you can see 3 people running up to the car with guns in their hands. Both adults were rushed to the hospital, and the male is expected to he's expected to survive, but the young lady lost her life. Officers have marked the many bullet casings on the ground as they try to find the persons responsible. This happened again um, in mid daylight, Auburn Gresham neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. So people might be wondering, what did this lady do? Why did someone wanted to harm her? I believe that the shooting wasn't meant for her. They were trying to harm her boyfriend. And this is known as street business. You have to stay clear of people who are gang affiliated. So just because you're with an innocent person who has no ties to street gangs, you become a target when you are with them. Sisters need to understand, if you're involved with thugs or hardened criminals, active gang members, you're putting your life and your children's life in harm's way. The way these urban terrorists came, they were determined to kill um, that brother at any cost. If they would have killed the baby, in their minds, um, um, I forgot the word they call that. I think they call it dag, something about damn. Yeah, collateral. They call that collateral damage in their minds. It's collateral damage. And like I say, this is just horrible. But again, this is why I'm online. I'm trying to find brave and smart people that's going to work with me to help me build with that first of all, GCAM members that's going to help turn my vision and plan into a reality. Again, I'm not on here just running off at the mouth. I'm trying to, but again, you know, I don't sell dope. I sell knowledge. That's why I wrote my story. I want people to know who I am. I want people to know I have a positive plan. And again, I'm not running for public office. We're going to build this business with the help of GCAM members from the mud. That means from the bottom up. That's all I'm trying to do. Get that thing popping here, and I'm turning it over and bringing it over, expanding it to the African continent. Work with Africans that want more out of life. That's all. And I want to serve Africans when I come to Africa. That's all I'm trying to do. I have been reaching out to Black Chicagoans. I have little to no support for what I'm trying to do. That's the unfortunate part. That's what makes me upset. And I'm praying to my higher power, which is Jesus, praying that the power of God would reveal himself. Bless me with the capital, Lord, so that way I can do my job. I'm not trying to sit up here and just keep running off at the mouth. But again, all I have is my book, trying to generate capital. That's why I wrote the book. Have my virtual store. But hey, Black Americans don't want to patronize it. It is what it is. This is why I'm reaching out to African immigrants and the global African family. Doing the best that I can, that's all. But I want to make sure that none of my members have to go through this type of foolishness, and my members that's going to live in those high crime, gang, and drug infested communities, we want to turn those things around, do this type of business. Not to go there and, act like we're better than them, because that's where I came from. Have to be honest, all gang members ain't bad people. Some of them were, they protected me. When I was in high school and stuff like that. But outside the high school, once I, left off campus, then, shucks, that was the jungle. It was very difficult. But again, that's what I want to have in my film, not talking about, but have, people to act it out so it can be a docudrama. I want it exciting and all that stuff, to reach our youth for today and change that negative energy into positive energy and keep it authentic. Again, I'm about separating ourselves from these off-code Negroes, hardened criminals, degenerates, urban terrorists. Just let them know, hey, yeah, they're not welcome. I require people's thumbprints. In my business, Carville, Chicago, we're going to have armed security. We're going to have surveillance cameras. We're going to have drones, the whole 9 yards. And we're going to push for, well, I'm not going to even say all that stuff. Read the book. That's what I'm selling. I'm selling my ideas. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comments section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you're on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic, James Carville. If I'm pronouncing it right, if not, it don't make me no difference, but I'm just saying. His last name is Carville. So James Carville on the 2028 election. Before we get into that, we need to address this immigrant build America thing. These are the talking points from the Democrats. The white supremacist financial elites are trying to compare us to immigrants, people who chose to come here through refugee programs, asylum status, etc. Nobody grabbed them out of their homeland, put them in chains, and forced them to come to the United States. They came by choice. Now, do immigrants work hard in America? Yes, they do. But the white supremacist financial elites are trying to whitewash our history by saying that the Chinese built the railroads. The railroads were already built, they just contribute to the add ons. The Chinese weren't allowed over here once upon a time. They had the Chinese Exclusion Act. Do the research. Black Americans were doing that after slavery, during the um, convict leasing era. And also, that convict leasing still exists today, by the way, because of the 13th Amendment. If you are a student of history, then you cannot sit here and allow other people to tell that straight up or tell that bald faced lie. We have to check anyone who tried to make such claims. No immigrants, no immigrants did not build anything. The question is, if they build it here, then why didn't they build it in their homeland? That's the question. Because they up here lying. These white supremacist financial elites. These are the people that started all this garbage. I would never go to another nation's wagging my finger at the people who made a way for me to come there. And now a lot of immigrants in America are finding out the hard way about the lack of building an alliance with Black Americans when they had an opportunity to do so. Because all that hard work they claim they do, tell that to ICE. The Democrat Party lost the 2024 election because of that same narrative. They put a big gamble on immigrants, and the immigrants let the Democrat Party down. The Democrats invested $1 billion, all that money, on immigrant groups. Democrats have given them economic tangibles in the forms of free food, free medical care, and free shelters in New York, Chicago, and other sanctuary cities across the United States of America. The Democrats offered um, secret job fairs only for illegal immigrants. I've been warning Black Americans for 3 decades about the enemy um, within our circle, and that's the Black politicians who are in cahoots with the white supremacist financial elites to erase our history because they want to avoid paying our reparations. The white supremacist financial elites' agenda is to erase Black Americans through mass genocide. But for 34 years, my message has been falling on deaf ears. I warned Black Americans for 3 decades about the fall of Black America will be illegal immigration and not confronting this slave mentality within Black society. At this point in the game, I'm reaching out to African immigrants and the global African family to help speed up the process. Um, Asking them to help me get my revised book on that bestsellers list so that way I can be in a better position financially to hire Black people and African people and others in order for us to build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. In order for us to do that, that's why we have to do a film. Unfortunately, a lot of our people don't like to read. It is what it is. So the proceeds from the film will help put me in a better position financially. So During these upcoming midterms, we have to ask these Democrat politicians what what economic tangibles are they going to give Black Americans. We want the same energy they gave these immigrants. For example, Mayor Brandon Johnson put Chicagoans in debt, giving all our resources to illegal immigrants. In contrast, in New York City, Mayor Eric Adams was given illegal immigrants EBT cards with money on it. They were placed in hotels while American citizens who were homeless were left out in the cold. Erasure is a prerequisite for justifying neglect, exploitation, or disp disp. Oh, it's a big word. Just bear with me. Disparability. It's about the messaging that's coming down from the Democrat Party. They want to erase us out of things and out of the nation that our ancestors built. They use Democrat shields to reinforce this message. If you got your papers in order, then and you rock with Black Americans, then I don't want to see you deported. If you're working hard, if you're working an honest job, not hurting anybody, then I want you to stay. But if you are one of those immigrants that's out here scamming, thinking you're better than Black Americans, and have full of anti-Black racism, I want you gone. I want ICE to get you. I came across a video entitled, quote, James Carville on the 2028 election. To watch the video clip, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to do. I want you to hear what he had to say. And, everybody, they have their own 2 cents and stuff. So, bear with me. Let me see. I'm gonna pull this up. This is coming from my Substack. Again, where I have this cursor, so I recommend that you subscribe to me on over here as well. I post my my transcript over here as well as on Medium. But it's right here. So that's Emmanuel Barbie online.substack.com. And this is the young lady that I just got through speaking of. May the Lord may she rest in power. That's the car, and that's the actual video. I'm not gonna play that. Like I say, it's just too difficult for me to watch. I watched half of it and it really broke my heart. Hate that young lady lost her life over senseless violence. But so here's my transcript. This is what I was reading, because I like to stay focused. Ain't no shame. I read my speeches. It is what it is. But I'm trying to get my listeners, especially on the 28th, to be able to come on this platform and speak with me on camera. All right, so here it is right here. And again, I just want to show you this, ladies and gentlemen. See where it says show and prove? So this is like my receipts. Because when I do these presentations and stuff, I'm not doing this for my health. I want to educate my listeners. If it's anything, you're going to learn something from me over here. And again, I don't just sit up here and just be running off at the mouth. I do my research and I make sure that, I'm just giving you the facts. And we're talking about it because that's what we do on the talk show. But again, I want us to do more than just talking. I want us to solve in the kind of Chicago. We're going to solve Black issues point blank because we're in one, melanated first. When I come to Africa, we're going to solve African issues first. Nothing else on earth matters. That's how I get down. So we're going to listen to what this man had to say.
Who is the Democrat that you see who can carry the flag into 2028? Kamala Harris?
No.
AOC?
No.
Rahm Emanuel?
To win the Democratic nomination, you have to ask yourself two really important questions. One, can you raise a lot of early money? The second question you have to ask yourself, who can walk into a Black fish fry in South Carolina, a Black church? Now, they can be nice. They're very polite people.
Yeah.
But who is going to get them to hum and sway? If I had to say one guy, if I were like betting the Kentucky Derby and I saw this 12-1 horse and I said, yeah, I want to get a price, I'd take J.B. Pritzker.
Really? Why?
Well,
not Kamala Harris? She's Black.
She has no chance.
Why not?
Because no Democrat wants anything to do with anybody that had anything to do with 2024.
So Kamala Harris can't get the Black community to sway and hum?
No, they're not. No. And the other thing is, and this is the best news for Democrats that the party can possibly have.
Yeah.
Just win. They don't. If we nominate two white males, no one's going to give a shit.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that. Democrat James Carville made that comment that caught my attention. He thinks that we're like the same generation as the civil rights generation, offering us fish and fries without offering any economic tangibles. We're talking about this because these midterms are coming up. Next month is the primaries. Black Americans, we need to step up our political game and vote against candidates that don't have our best interests, that would send a strong message to the political elites. We have to use our voting power as leverage and get these career politicians out of office early. Those that's not doing right by Black Americans. Okay, that's what we have to do. And I don't know if I said this, my bad. Fair use YouTube. So yeah. So basically, James Carville wants Governor J.B. Pritzker to visit Black churches. Gen X, millennials, and Gen Zs are not there in large crowds like it once was during the civil rights generation. Notice what he said. The two most important things were early money and Black people. He didn't say early money and immigrants. He didn't say early money and diversity programs. He didn't say early money and ICE protests. He said early money and Black people. Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats cannot win an election without Black Americans. For example, the 2024 election, if the Democrats would have spent all that money helping Black Americans instead of spending it on illegal immigrants, we wouldn't be having this conversation now. If you do right by us, we will do right by you. But Democrats thought they had our vote and assumed that they didn't have to do anything for us. Every election cycle, the Democrats are losing those civil rights generation voters because of, a lot of them are, life happens, they're passing away. If Democrats want to talk to Black Americans, then they need to talk to the Black grassroots. We, what we, what are they going to do for Black Americans during the midterms? That's what they're going to have to come with tangibles. We don't want symbolism. We don't need them; they need us. Both political parties, Democrats and Republicans, have been practicing this benign neglect policies against Black Americans. The Biden-Harris administration flooded the country with illegal immigrants through their open border policies. The three strike laws, the 94 crime bill, and mass incarceration were all under Democrats. But y'all have a problem when Trump pardons January 6ers. He pardoned the people that supported him. I respect Stephen Miller. He's upfront with his racism. Democrats hide behind these buffer groups. They can hold them down and suppress their wages. The Democrats uses illegal immigrants by dumping them in urban areas to compete for resources against Black Americans. Trump has allowed Afrikaners from South Africa to come over here, but it was only 59 people as compared to millions who have crossed the border. They have it good in South Africa because they still own 80% of the land and they control the economy. Whoever controls the economy controls the land. That's why it's important for CAM members to build Kakai of Chicago so that we can expand our business to South Africa in order to create jobs for Black South Africans and to make our presence known on the African continent. That's all I'm trying to do. I don't want to sit up here and be bogged down with Black American issues for the rest of my life. I put in 34 years. If they ain't interested, it is what it is. But again, before I cut and run, I'm gonna do the best that I can within my power to get this business started here in Chicago. Once we do that, then I can turn the business over. I can be free. But for right now, this is where I'm at. I don't like it. I don't want to be around people that just don't give a, just don't care. And I know it's going to be people like that on the African continent too, but it's not going to be as bad as this. My goodness. I mean, want to look down on me because I want to create a business to provide legitimate jobs for our Black youth to keep them off the streets and out of gangs. And no support for that. It's straight up turn off. But I got to deal with this. This is what I've been called to do, and just doing the best that I can. The immigrant community is shocked at what's happening to them. All the Democrat politicians who were supporting them under the Biden-Harris administration. Where's AOC? She is the #1 Latino advocate in Washington. She is nowhere to be found. See, immigrants, the Democrats really don't care about you. You're finding out the hard way. They're using you to be a buffer class against Black Americans. If the Democrats cared about you, then they would have created something to make sure that you all had a legal status where Trump could not deport you. Joe Biden and the Democrats left y'all high and dry, knowing Trump was going to carry out mass deportation. He said it during his campaign. Over here, we're not Democrat nor Republicans. As I mentioned in my revised book, both political parties were created by the white supremacist financial elites to give the American people a false illusion that we have a choice. Over here, we're independent, nonpartisan, and we're not affiliated with anyone. I don't choose no party. I'm a businessman. I look for economic tangibles. Black Americans need to come into the knowledge and abandon that Democrat Party and become independent. That's where our power lies. Independence. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Our third topic: is Africa too dependent on foreign aid for healthcare? I found two videos which discuss the topic. The first video is entitled, quote, 14 African countries signed health deal agreements with USA, unquote. The second video is entitled, quote, the US is striking $1 billion one-on-one health deals with African countries. First is Kenya, unquote. And so I want to play those videos for you. So that way you can see what I'm talking about. And so I'm gonna try to pull that up for you all. Again, hey, like I say, I come with receipts. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go back to, because this is that's how come I like this website the most in terms of when I do my presentations. Substack. So we're gonna go there. Right, just bear with me. This is a lot of information because again, hey, I don't have step, and I only do this once a week, so not like I do this every day. But I try to make sure I find my information and so I know what I'm talking about. All right, here it is. Okay. This is another one I want you all to check out. That's what's going on the continent. So, um, some other videos on here I want you all to just check out. Oh yeah, it's horrible. Let's hear what this brother has to say. Yeah, yeah, young man. So it's a lot. It's a lot of different videos. So watch them, when you get a chance, if you can. If you live, if you're in African nations, then I would say, just pick out the ones that you might, um, the ones that I'm pointing out, because, yeah, it eats up your bundles. So I'm just going through some of these. And this is the one I was looking for before. Check this out. Oh, fair use ADNC. I'm almost done, y'all. Just bear with me. So these are some more stuff. You know. These are other I would say, and this is the for our monthly virtual conference for on February 28th. This is what I need my panelists to watch. Watch this video, and that's what we're going to talk about. I think it was one more I wanted to play. Let me go back. Yeah, let me play this. This was a good video. Again, fair use ADNC. Okay, let me check this one. Right, ladies and gentlemen. Not just only that. I want to talk about this right here. I have a lot of black women that's on my Facebook friends list. I'm grateful, But look at this. And I'm not going to pull this title up. I mean, you can do that on your own. Yeah, it's right there. It says, quote, a Zoom call of 44,000 black women raised 1.5 million for Kamala Harris in 3 hours. $1.5 million. Oh, we were ready. Now, if black women that's on my Facebook friends list would use that same energy, help fund our film project, $250,000. That's all I'm trying to aim for. I really wanted 500,000, but that's as low as I can go, the 250,000, because I want to make a quality black empowerment film. And that's going to put me in a better position financially so I can hire people. I can't hire anybody at this point in time because I'm not making money from my book. It is what it is. Black Americans don't want to buy the book, so they don't want no solution, truth be told. And guess who suffers? It's not me, it's our children. Children that's in those high crime, gang, and drug infested communities. But is what it is. All I'm saying, if black women will use that same energy like they did for trying to get Kamala Harris elected, I will be in a better position financially so I can hire people, black people. That's who I'm trying to do this for in the first place, so we can own our own stuff rather than sitting up here. Black women, last year, 600,000 unemployed because they're working for somebody else. Y'all come on over this way. Help me build Kyle, Chicago. That'll put me in a position that I can hire you. And black men. Because after all, this is for black people. And African people. And then expand the business over to the African continent. And again, my goal is for us to do international trade with each other. Put money in our black youth and African youth, put money in their pockets so they can feed their families. Another thing I want to show y'all before I'm done, right here. I'm gonna show y'all this. This is well, hold on. I don't know if that's coming up. Let me go back. Hold on. Okay, share. We're gonna hit this. Substack. We're going to go back over here. Okay, so yes, it says it's still sharing. So I'm going down. Just want to show you all this. Very important. So I try to have a combination of videos, articles, so that way, it could reach, all my audience. Some of you that's into listening to videos that don't want to necessarily read the articles, that's fine. But here, this is what I want to show you all. This right here. So, it says 2025. So that way, the Verse Intelligence series, they call it. I'll be honest, I don't know how to pronounce this word right here, but anyway, what they're saying is collectively as Black Americans, we have $2 trillion. If we can only get like a little crumb of that $2 trillion over this way, that would make a big difference. Because Black Americans spend all that money on other groups, patronizing them, helping them get rich and all that stuff. And we don't have a doggone thing in our inner cities. That's the biggest turnoff for me. I'm just saying. And then also right here, they're talking about the wealth. The median wealth of Black Americans will fall to zero. So Black Americans they're saying will be a permanent underclass in the United States of America by 2053. I say by 2040. That's what I say. That's my prediction. And you all need to read this article about benign neglect. That's what we face here in America as Black Americans. The memorandum, man. Sorry, it's a big word, Memorandum 46. Memorandum 46. But anyway, basically, that's was during the Carter administration, I believe back in the 70s. He was trying to cause division between Black Americans and I would say Africans. He wanted us to, not to get along with each other, basically. So that's the Memorandum 46. If you check that out, read that, then you will understand. Yeah, these white supremacist financial elites started all these problems. Now, before I conclude my presentation, again, this is where you can find my book right here under my credibility. Okay. This is our GoFundMe page, which is I'm using as a crowdfunding. And you can donate there, or our PayPal Giving Fund page here, or buy me a coffee page. This is the actual virtual store from here. I'm just saying. So I'm sharing all this stuff with you all. Please, people, those of you that's serious, send me your email address so that way you can come on this platform. Also, if you don't want to get on camera, you could just use an icon, like a picture. So that way my listeners can hear your voice, you can do that. But just come on this platform, because I'm trying to use this platform to give people an opportunity to, promote their stuff. Okay. Well, all I can say is please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites that you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Thank you for listening to our audio podcast and for joining us on the stream. We greatly appreciate it. I'm going to send out a challenge to everyone that's listening to this audio podcast. We need all hands on deck. I need y'all to support our film project so that we can move from behind cyberspace and get our story on the big screen to let the Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for Black Americans who are trapped in American ghettos. And through our film project, which is, quote, Hood Liberator, made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our crowdfunding pages, which I already showed you just not too long ago. It will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. If you are a U.S. citizen, then I recommend that you donate to our PayPal Giving Fund page because you can use it as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99. Softcover book is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comments section below. Thank you for listening to our YouTube live or the replay. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast. That's all I can say. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues and African issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. See you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. And that's going to conclude our show for today.